have had a V8.
Or we could just make wine. So we decided V8 wine, because why not? Okay.
We found these at our local grocery store for a BOGO. Buy one, get one. And so we got 4.
These are the low sodium version though, because one of our VIPs made this recently. We'll talk about that later. And he didn't use the low sodium version and he regrets that. So, oh wow. This is...
Did you shake it?
I did, as much as I could. I'm going to shake it more. I think half empty makes it easier to shake.
Yeah.
And you can oxygenate that way too.
If you break the seal and then shake, that helps, but pouring some out and then shaking even more is even better.
Now, I actually like V8 juice, or at least I think I do. I haven't had it in a really long time. And we are using a 1.5 gallon container for our fermenter. Wow, this is thick with like 7 C's.
It bounced.
I missed. I got 3 more shots.
Oh boy.
This is going to be a really simple wine, because why not?
Now we did do some pre-math where we checked out how many sugars are in these things, and shocker,
Not much.
Not much.
I expect the original gravity of the juice alone to be 1.017. That's really low if you're making wine. That one missed too. I'm throwing them into a 5 gallon bucket and it just doesn't, they're kind of big.
And they're bouncy.
Yes, they are very bouncy. Oh, how many ounces are these? Oh, these are 46 ounces. So we only need 3.
Oh.
I don't know. Oh, well. Because look how full this is.
Yeah. That's okay. You wanted to drink some anyway.
Yeah. Now we'll find out if I like it. You already opened them?
I did.
You did. Crap.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I made one. Okay, so what I want to do is take a specific gravity reading on this, and we have our baster and cylinder and hydrometer, and everything that's going to touch this brew, the glass, all the stuff, our hands, the lid, the spattle, all was sanitized in...
The red bucket of sanitization!
Sanitization's a good idea. You don't have to get like crazy about it, but make sure you're clean, you know? Do the best you can. Now, this is very thick stuff, so I don't know if it's going to give an accurate reading. That's why I really added up the numbers to make sure.
But we have to re-add the numbers now that we're only using 3 rather than 4.
You're right.
Because the math would be different, yeah?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to get an accurate... It's just like stuck.
You show them that? That's
yes.
ridiculous.
So when I push the hydrometer down inside, check this out. Just like super slow motion coming up. And it's not even giving me enough for a reading.
So we've actually had a few commenters say, what happens if it's like off the scale? You can't even read it. And we're just like, that can't happen. Well,
estimate.
It can happen if it's really thick.
Okay. Do you want to get a picture or something? And we'll have like a subsidiary of the Turbos for today?
Turbos Junior?
Turbos Junior.
All right. This is just the pre-rinse Turbos.
Well, that way I can drop that in there without
I appreciate that.
despoiling Turbos completely.
We got more work to do today.
Yeah. And same with this.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just see it. It's thick with 7 C's. Not 12, but 7.
All right. Now, since we did that and it didn't work out, we're going to do math.
Okay. There's how many servings per container?
There are 6 servings per container.
How many sugars per serving?
There are 7 grams of sugar per serving.
Okay. So that's 42 grams of sugar in each bottle. We used 3 bottles. So that means we have a total of 126 grams of sugar. Follow along. Even if you don't use the metric system, just follow along with me here. 126 grams of sugar. There's 454 grams in a pound. So divided by 454. That means it's a little over a quarter pound of sugar, okay? Sugar is 0.046 gravity per pound in a gallon of must. This is just ever so slightly over a gallon. I'm not going to worry about it too much. So times 0.046 gives us about 1.012 gravity from the juice alone. If I was to ferment that out, that would give us 1.67% ABV. So it's not very much. So that means we need to add sugar to raise that ABV.
What ABV are you looking for, Brian?
I'm hoping for around 12-ish.
Okay.
I'm thinking leaving a little bit of the sugar in this is probably not going to be a bad thing because I can't imagine this being dry, tasting good because there is a little bit of sugar in it. But
our tomato wine
went dry. We let that go dry. And a lot of people asked what it would be like sweet. And honestly, I don't know. We didn't sweeten that one. So I think maybe this one getting a little sweeter is not a bad thing.
Okay.
So if I was to go off of 12 points of gravity already, 2 pounds of sugar would be 1.092 plus 0.012 gives me 1.104, which would be about 13%. So if it went to 12% and stayed a little sweet, we're good.
Yay.
What's really weird is we're not diluting this at all. And I'm wondering if that's a mistake.
I'm wondering if that's a mistake too, Brian.
I'm not going to worry about it though. I'm going to let it happen because I know a lot of this is just pulp. And I remember one of our VIPs made a V8 wine and he regretted not getting the low sodium one, but he had a lot of pulp. So I don't expect there to be a lot of final product in this.
But that's going to be future S's problem.
Yeah.
Now, while Brian's measuring out this sugar, this has been a long time request from our viewers, and we always kind of said, I don't think we want to go there. But then Dave W. struck again, and he's the one that we've been mentioning who did the full sodium version of V8, and he said it was more interesting than gross. And you know what? Sometimes that's just good enough.
I like interesting.
Yeah,
I like interesting better than gross.
absolutely.
Here's the thing. We made a garlic mushroom mead. It's kind of hard to say no after making that one.
Yep. It smelled gross, but it tasted interesting.
Yeah. It was more interesting than gross. Now, anyone watching, if this seems like a lot of sugar to you, it is. But you got to remember, almost all of it is going to ferment out into alcohol and CO2. And that was a mistake. How do I get that into there?
I don't know. Very carefully. Do you need a funnel?
I need
No.
a funnel.
You need a big bada boom funnel because that's the pouring part.
Do we have a big bada boom funnel? All right.
So we don't have a big bada boom
Funnel.
funnel. The exterior aperture is what we need to be larger. The interior aperture, we have a multitude of variations of those, but it's the exterior aperture. It's all the same.
We have a big bag.
But we got a big bag.
It's just a silicone reusable bag. And no, it's not sanitized, but it's clean and it's dry.
Yeah.
Because if we sanitized it, it'd be wet.
And sugar and wet equals mess.
The idea that this is going to infect the brew is like pretty far-fetched. I highly, highly, highly doubt it. So I'm not going to worry about it. But this way, I can pour it from the bag easily. I'm glad I didn't add water at this point.
Yeah. That was, if you were persistent on the water adage, I would say, let's put the sugar in first because I don't think you're going to have room for the water.
Well, there's room, but we want to leave some extra space for expansion and foaminess of the fermentation.
Don't forget to thwack your packet.
Yeah, that hurt, actually. Let's not do that again.
All right, so we got a few little sugar crystals that aren't gonna...
It was like 32.2 grams anyway. It's okay.
It's all right.
And now, I'm going to mix it. And to mix it, I'm going to use the spattle. It's a spoon. It's a paddle. It's both. You can get yours in the description below. Someone commented the other day that we never use the spoon side. I wouldn't say never. We rarely use the spoon side.
We've used it at least 3 times that I can recall of on film.
Fits in the neck of narrow mouths and things like that. So it's actually quite useful. Is it an everyday need kind of thing? No, not really. But it's nice.
Yeah.
And I just want to mix this until I don't hear crunchies. I'm not going to bother taking a gravity reading though, because there's no point. It's not going to read it.
Nope.
It's going to show as 0.
We've already showed that.
Yeah. But right now, what we have is some very, very, very sweet V8. It smells like tomato soup. It really does. It smells like tomato soup.
Yeah.
So we should call this tomato soup wine.
Yeah.
We could do that, but it's V8. It's V8.
I think sticking with V8 is...
Yeah. All right, no crunchies. Did it splash you?
No, but it scared me. I was scared.
I'm sorry.
We don't need this anymore, right?
Nope.
I can put this in
You can put it in.
Turbos
Yep, Turbos Junior.
Junior. 1, 2, 3, go. Now I know what you're thinking. Derica, why didn't you just pick up the damn pitcher and put it in easy? Because I don't do anything easy.
You're supposed to say I don't do anything nice and easy.
Oh, is that... I'm sorry.
Do you know what it's from?
Why do you always do this to me on film?
I don't know. Because it's fun. Okay.
Is it though?
Now, in order to get this to ferment and not just rot in the fermenter, we need some yeast. And for that, I have chosen to use bread yeast today. Now, not just any bread yeast. Oh no. This is Fleischmann's active dry yeast. You can get it in little packets or you can get the jar like we do. I make bread. I don't like that word. I just don't like the word. I just don't like it. I'm going to use a teaspoon of this yeast. So if you're using a packet, you can use half a packet or the full packet if you want to. Now, you might be wondering, why am I using bread yeast? This is obviously not bread. Well, for one, this is really cheap. For two, it's ubiquitous. A lot of people can get bread yeast that can't get some of the fancier wine yeasts. And V8 is easily found in any grocery store. This is easily found. Sugar is easily found, which means anybody should be able to make this. And if it's good, you'll be very glad that you can. If it sucks, then it won't matter anyway. We don't really know what's going to happen with this one. I have a feeling it's not going to be spectacular, but it might be fun to cook with this one again.
Yes.
And I'm starting to really appreciate the making of cooking-specific wines. Now, I know the old adage, you don't cook with wine that you wouldn't drink. Okay, I agree to a point. I cook with a lot of wines that I don't drink.
Right. Like red wine vinegar or any vinegars that have a wine base. They still bring the wine element to the dish, but you're not going to chug that.
Yeah.
But you appreciate the flavor addition. And that's what we see for most of our brews that end up becoming a cooking wine or mead or whatever, is that the flavor is still interesting. It's not something you want to drink on its own, but it is still worthwhile to add to food.
So this should have like the tomatoey, almost like the creaminess that a tomato soup has, combined with the alcohol of a wine. And I think that's a really interesting concept for cooking.
As well as the complexity of the other herbs and vegetables that are included in the mix. I think this is going to be great for chili, tomato sauce.
Yeah, that's perfect. But does that mean you couldn't drink it? Absolutely not. According to Dave W., it was palatable. It was something you could drink. And our white wine that we made was palatable. It was totally fine. And I think in a year, it might be amazing.
It possibly could be a fun addition to a Bloody Mary.
That too. That came up a lot on the tomato wine. So we decided to give this a shot. But anyway, what's going to happen now?
We're going to let it sit.
It's going to go for probably 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to be keeping an eye on the airlock. Not that that's 100% predictor of fermentation being finished, but it'll start to speed up and you'll see bubbles coming out. When that starts to slow down a lot, that's when we'll be back to show you what we do next. It's been 2 weeks and things are looking a little weird. When you look at the side, you can see striations. Like there's a semi-clear layer at the top going to a darker layer, and then there's this white ring around the middle. Now that's nothing to be worried about. It's just the way the sediment fell out. It's actually really cool looking, but there's, as far as I can tell, there's no way that that is mold or anything dangerous of any kind.
It's as if you were looking at a sample of a sedimentary rock where you have the different striations of the different particulates that would fall out of suspension and create rock formations in layers.
It smells weird.
Weird how?
It smells like glue. Smell it.
Like glue?
Yeah. Like solvent glue? Like the rubber cement?
I'm smelling tomato.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just weird. So we're taking a reading to see if it's done. Gonna doubt it. I've seen some bubbles coming out. But hey, you know, this is an experiment. It's good to know what's going on in there. Well, you know, I can say it's not done all I want, but the brew knows better. 0.994. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pour the sample back in. We're going to let it sit a week and verify that number. But this is basically done.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 weeks, finished. Lots of nutrients in there.
That's true. That's true.
Who knows what it's going to taste like, but that's why we're putting it off. Taking another reading next week. Okay, last week it was at 0.994. Do I think it changed since last week? No, but this is the verification check anyway. But before we do that, you need to see this.
This is just nuts.
Okay, starting from the top, when we come down, there's a semi-clear top there, and then
This portion is really floofy. Just the bit that he moved it started to swirl around. But
It
then
looks kind of like sediment.
you get lower and there's like this white line.
It's the alluvial plain. It's just crazy. I mean, it's
strata. And then I'm assuming this is the extra dense thick.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen when we actually rack this one. All right, so we're going to take our verification reading. I don't know if this is going to be as weird as the tomato wine or weirder.
I think it's going to be weirder.
It might be. Somebody told me when they made this that their friends described it as soup. They said it tasted like soup.
All right.
He wasn't sure if that was a compliment or not.
I like soup, but not as an alcoholic beverage.
Yep, it's alcoholic soup. 0.994.
So at this stage of the game, fermentation is complete.
We're going to rack it. So what we're going to do... See, in the last one that we had, the pumpkin spice mead, we didn't use the rumble jar. And I don't know why. A bunch of people have asked. And I literally went, I don't know. We just didn't.
Well,
we didn't think of it.
I think that this
It was so thick that we just...
This is thick, but it's also going to be very fine particles. I'm not sure the rumble jar is going to hold that back.
I'd still like to try.
Sure.
I don't know that it's going to work.
But I think we still want to start at the top strata.
Oh, yeah. And work our way down.
slowly-
Yeah. If you hear strange noises or rumbling in the background, that is our fence guy. He has to go right by our garage and across the driveway with his four-wheeler towing pieces of fence. So you may hear it. You may not. I might be able to get rid of it completely.
All right. So we're getting the rumble jar and the autosiphon. And when we're racking this to the pitcher.
Yeah.
Because we're probably going to make adjustments.
Yes.
Your guess is as good as ours.
Mm-hmm. Let's get ready to rack this monstrosity. I have a feeling, I'm going to make a prediction here. We're not going to like this one. Just a thought. I could be wrong. I mean, how bad can it be, right?
It can be exactly that bad.
You are correct. Okay. I'm going to leave the cap on. Just put this in the
Do
bottom.
you need the cap on if you're in the rumble jar?
I guess not. I don't know. I never know if I should leave the cap on or not when we do the rumble jar. It's fine. No cap. We're going capless. You ready for this?
No.
It's going in the liquid a little bit. That is not pretty. I know I said that about a couple of things lately.
All right. You're good. You're good.
I saw air.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be a little bit more complex to rack because I have to move with it and know when the end is near, so to speak. Because if I go too deep into that right away, we're just going to suck up all the lees and sediment and stuff, and it's not going to be pretty. This isn't pretty anyway. It looks like tomato soup in the picture. Whoops. See, that's what happens if you're not paying attention.
Pay attention.
Trying to. What the heck, man?
You okay. I think we're having...
It's clogged.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It clogged.
Because it's goop.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm going to say the rumble jar got clogged up. That's what was stopping it. So it wasn't really my fault. It's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Now, because it is holding back those solids, we can go deep with the rumble jar. And that way we'll have more surface.
And hope for the best.
And hope for the best. Do you think that's a plan or is that a bad plan?
Well, considering I have to push it down to hold it into the liquid, it's buoyant.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ain't working.
I don't know what to do then.
We're gonna rack it very carefully. But what else can we do? I'm not gonna keep scraping that off every 2 minutes because it's just gonna oxidize the heck out of everything.
Sure. Okay. I will hold this. You take the rumble jar to the sink.
All right, so now I'm putting the cap back on.
I don't know what to do here, honestly.
Here's what we're going to do. The cap is going on. I'm going to work with this going down because I can see where this is. The rumble jar was harder to see. And we're just going to try to eliminate some of the lees from it.
We're not
gonna.
It's not working.
It's already not working. It already clogged up. This is just wrong, man. Okay. I have an idea.
Okay.
We're going to drain the autosiphon out first. It's too thick. There's too much pulp. We're not going to be able to siphon this. Okay, so the idea that I have good or bad, otherwise, not really sure, is we could take this and put it in a separate container, or take this and do something with it. Instead, I'm gonna pour the sample back in. I know that's just gonna make everything get all unsettled again. Just bear with me for a second. And before anybody freaks out about oxidation, we can't siphon this yet. If you're very careful when you pour, it's not a big deal. But here's what's happening. This is too thick to siphon right now. So, in an effort to make it less thick and get more of that stuff to settle out, moving it around probably didn't hurt it as much as you might think, because we're gonna cold crash this. We're gonna put it in a fridge cold. We can just take the airlock off if it doesn't fit in there. It'll fit, no problem. And let this sit for several days at nearly freezing temperature. Not completely freezing, like 37, 38 degrees, something like that. We keep the mini fridges really cold, just for cold crashing.
And then hopeful that will compress the solids.
And let them fall out of suspension.
Hopefully. If not...
Well, we'll be back next week to show you what we do next. Okay, so this has been sitting in the fridge for about a week. And there's about this much clear liquid, then this much weird liquid, then this much even more weird. Here's the thing. We're probably not going to like this very much. We made it because people have said we should. And other people have said we shouldn't. So that gives us reason to do it. So what we're going to do today.
We've never really had an issue this complex with the layers.
I've never seen that happen.
Lack of available juice.
But what we're going to do, we're going to...
Take a little off the top.
Yep. Do a tasting. I mean, it's not... I got pretty clear on that. That's not bad.
Do you want that one to be yours?
Maybe. Just moving this from the fridge to here stirred it up so bad. It's like this really powdery, light lees. Now, yes, I'm aware that using bread yeast for this probably made it worse. I get it.
But with this amount of craziness going on...
You'd have a problem no matter what you did.
Yeah. I also am aware that there are various and sundry products that we could add to this to try to compact that insanity. Because this is such a unusual brew, even those products may or may not actually do much.
Yeah, they might not. This is literally 3/4 solids. Now, I know somebody out there, and many of you are probably typing away frantically, telling us how this is horrible and we're being wasteful. You may be right, but in all honesty, for the way we do our channel and the way we do things, if this is really good, yes, I will work to get as much out of it as I can. If we don't like it, I'm probably not going to work all that.
What's the point?
Right. Because we're not going to use it. I'm not going to drink it if we don't like it. But let me use the calculator teacher said I would never have handy and do a little calculation for you. So we started at 1.100, we ended at 0.994. That's 106 points used times 131.25 gives us 13.9%. So you know what? I might as well just call this 14%. It's close enough. And it's dry. But I can't imagine sweetening this. I think it would taste weird.
So we know, because it's been cold crashed, that it is cold.
Yeah.
So we are tasting it chilled.
That may be helpful.
Which is a thing.
Yeah. It's got, it looks kind of like a cider, really.
It's kind of
it has a pinkish hue.
It's orange.
Yeah, it's
kind of.
With a little bit of a pink thing.
Yeah.
In the fermenter, it looks very red, whereas in the glass, not so much. It has a very odd smell.
But it's not terribly offensive to
No,
me.
it's not offensive. It's just unique. There's vegetal notes in there that you don't normally get in a wine.
But I smell sweetness.
There's something sweet. Yeah, something in there is kind of sweet. But this is 0.994. I can't see it. There's definitely something in there that's
the
sweetening
tomato wine. Did we back sweeten the tomato wine?
Nope, we did not.
Right, and it still had kind of a...
Kind of sort of that, yeah. It's very difficult to describe because I don't know what I'm smelling.
It smells sweet. Because I know there's tomato in there, I get a little bit of tomato, but I think because of the sweetness and knowing what goes into Brian's
It smells like V8 juice.
Homemade tomato sauce, I feel like I'm getting the carrot and the celery.
Maybe.
With the stronger tomato.
You might be. All right, well, you ready to go in?
Yeah.
Here we go. Goosebumps. Okay.
I'm glad we got the lower sodium because
It's salty.
salt just hits
It's
you
really salty.
right up front.
Someone said that they serve this to guests. Not this exact. They used the regular V8. They served it to guests, and the guest said it tastes like alcoholic soup.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably a very nice way to say it. This is so salty and so unusual.
I'm having difficulty getting away from the salt.
Yep. I think I could cook with this. I'm not sure that I want to, though.
You can cook with it. Don't put any salt in it because this will be
Yeah,
your salt.
this is your salt. Use it like you use soy sauce. It's just, and this is the low sodium.
I know.
V8. Wow,
I
that is
know.
incredible.
Could you imagine if we did full?
Okay. We recently did something else that had a lot of stuff in it and we didn't really like. Oh, it was the orange juice.
The orange
The orange juice wine.
All right. So the orange juice wine, I had preconceived going into it that I wasn't going to like it. I tried to keep a blank slate on this.
I wanted to like this one.
Particularly after doing the tomato wine where we're like, you know what?
Yeah,
This
wasn't
actually
bad.
isn't that bad. So I'm like, okay, maybe this too will not be that bad. Nope, it's bad.
Okay. However, let me just say something right now. Because we know we don't like this, what we're going to do is let this cold crash some more and pull one bottle, even if it's a 10-ounce bottle, for a 1-year tasting, just so you get to see us make these faces again. You never know. Maybe in a year, it'll somehow magically turn into something good.
I'm trying to get a flavor behind the salt, and
Yeah.
the salt is so prominent.
Now, I'd like to also say something. I did say, had we used another yeast, like if we used DC 1118 or a wine yeast, that we'd probably have better flocculation. I don't believe that it would drastically change the flavor of this to make it, morph into something that's good.
A different yeast
just
is
not
not
gonna
going
do
to
that.
make it taste less salty.
No, it's not going to do that. We did get 14% on Fleischmann's bread yeast, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't want to let that go under the radar. And last time when we did the orange juice wine, a lot of people had a lot of suggestions on how we could improve it and ways that we could make it better. And while that may be true, in this instance, there is nothing that I would want to put in this because of the potential waste of it.
Yeah.
That's where we're at with this.
Yeah.
That's how not good this actually is. Now, I'm not saying we did anything wrong.
No.
The only thing we did wrong was we fermented V8 juice.
Yep.
Just like when we made the OJ wine, we fermented orange juice.
We knew what we
There
were
are
getting
some
into.
things that are just not good fermented. Molasses is another one.
I cannot drink any more of this. This is actually making my stomach
I'd rather not drink it.
So yeah, I cannot think of anything that's going to counter the saltiness. We can add sugar till we are blue in the face.
By the time you get it to where it tastes acceptable, that's a lot of sugar. That's a lot of extra for something that it's just not good. No. Usually something might have good bones that you can work with.
This has got salt.
This is salt. It's just salt with salt. And it's salted with salt on top of salt with a little bit of a tomato. And I even get a tiny bit of celery flavor.
Which is more salt.
Yeah.
If you know how celery works.
Yeah. It's nitrate or nitrite. I forget.
Anywho,
We have to put a score on it.
if you are all into salt, then maybe this would be your jam.
Yeah. I mean,
not my
you
jam.
could cook with this, but really it's very specific things only. Like I could put this into tomato sauce, but man, I'd have to use like half a cup for a batch for 4 people because it's just so strong. Okay, so on your screen right now, you should be seeing our scorecard, which goes from 1 through 11. Because that's right, ours goes to 11. What you're not seeing on there is the 0, reserved for those few things that just absolutely suck. I'm not going to make any prediction today other than this is definitely not an 11 or a 10 or a 9 or an 8 or a 7 or some other numbers that come below those. Do you have a number yet?
Right now I'm trying to determine if I dislike this as much as I disliked the orange juice wine. Spoilers if you haven't seen that video already.
I have a number.
Yep, I got a number.
All right. 1, 2, 3,
1.
0. Freaking 0. This is disgusting. This is gross. There is no way that I could even do anything to this short of diluting it by like into 10 different things and adding other stuff that I like to get it to even a 5. Like it's that bad.
I gave it a 1 because I gave orange juice wine a 1, and my reasoning for that is that I wasn't losing my lunch in turbos. This is pretty darn close to that. Now, where I could see this potentially having a use in the cooking realm, I could not see orange juice wine having a use in the cooking realm.
But let me just say this. Yes, you could use this to cook with, but why would you want to when we have so many other things that we could use to cook with? Like literally, if I had nothing in the house to cook with and I just needed a wine to add to something, I'd probably figure out a different way rather than use this. That's how bad this is. I don't like it at all. I got goosebumps when I tasted it. It tastes like salt and I don't even.
That said, as Brian stated already, we're going to let it sit some more and think about what it's done. And hopefully we'll be able to get enough.
Some amount for a bottle. For a 1-year tasting.
One small bottle to put away for a year.
That we can dump out after we drink a few sips of it.
Yeah, because the salt's going to stay.
Yeah, because the rest of this, after we get 1 bottle, is going down the drain. I'm sorry. This is just not good. And before anybody gets mad at us, there are going to be things that you make that are just not good. We could spend hours and weeks and months trying to make something palatable out of V8. But you know what? I don't want to.
If you're determined to make something palatable out of V8,
let me know how it goes for you.
More power to you.
Yeah, have fun. I mean, that's the whole thing.
We have no need.
Yeah, exactly. So don't make this one. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching and have a great day.
Bye-bye.